This is processing decisions. This is definitely for the youth out there. It says the minute you realize that the world is not fair, how do you go forward and process things from here? First thing you realize is not fair, whether it's at work, whether it's at home, like double standards, whether it's wherever you realize that it's not fair, you go through that situation. What's your next thought? You know what I'm saying? What's your next thought? What you think on that, bro?
Yeah.
How do you process that? I think that's one thing we got to teach our kids, how to deal with these kind of situations. You know what I'm saying? Because life is not fair. You're going to find it out a lot. It's not.
You teach them early. You teach them early that life isn't fair, but you make it for what it is. Don't what you call it? Don't react too fast.
Yep.
On certain situations.
Mm-hmm.
That's the biggest thing. Like, of course you're gonna know, but of course you're gonna know life ain't fair. But hey, man, it's life. Life will be life.
Right. And here's the thing: like in sports, this is what I'm gonna say. The next thought, when you realize it's not fair, you have to know what you can control and what you can't control.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get stuck in what's not fair. Playing basketball, the referee, you can't control the referee, the whistle. That's out of your control. But what you can control and what your advantages are is your ability, your skill, and your ability to put the ball in the basket and play defense. That's what you can control on the court. Life the same way. What's your advantage? You can control your skill, how you react, your mental, emotional intelligence, things that you can control. You got to know what's out of your control. Like, you can't control what another person do, what another person think. And if the person do something that's bogus or, flagrant, you got to make a choice. Do I keep hanging around this person? Or do I stop hanging around this person? You know what I'm saying? Because they could put me in a position where I'm going to have to do something that I don't need to do because I don't want to go to the pen. I don't want to do none of that. I don't want to experience none of that. But you have to make those decisions, you know what I'm saying? And at the job, you may get passed over. You may not get the job. You got to ask yourself, what can I do to level up my skill, to give myself the advantage for the next interview? What can I do? Maybe my resume wasn't worded right. Maybe I didn't explain my skill set right. I need to shore up my communication, things that I can control. I can't control if a person has a bias, or if a person has a stereotype or pre-notion. You can't control it. That's out of your control.
Right.
But you can control the game that you play. You can control the perception game. Okay, I don't have a suit, but I can wear a button-down shirt and some khakis and optically play the aesthetic game. You know what I'm saying? I can do that. I can control it. But I can't control if a dude say, because of this, he probably not going to be this. That's out of my control. You know what I'm saying? I can't get stuck in that. So the next step is how to execute that problem. We think we just talked about that. Like, you got to know what you can control, then you execute on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, basketball, you can't control the ref, but I can control how to score the ball. You know what I'm saying? Pick my spots. You know what I'm saying? Rise up and score the ball. You know what I'm saying? Whether I'm shooting mid-range, shooting the three, crossing over, you can control those things. But, you got to know that, what you can control and what you can't control.
And it's not a hard thing to do either. It's really not.
What's that?
Being able to understand what you can and can't control.
And I think sometimes you just got to talk about it enough, because when you thinking, some people, it goes so fast, you know what I'm saying? You think so fast instead of learning how to slow it down, you know what I'm saying? I used to always hear that when I was younger. You hear the veterans say the game slowed down for
Slow down, yeah.
And in life, it come at you fast like that when you're young. You think everything comes at you fast, but when you slow down and think, that's why it's called a thinking game. You slow down and think, you realize the game's coming at you slower. You can slow it down and kind of, think about what I'm doing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so,
and you can sit there and be like, you know what, okay, when I do this, okay, I should expect this. When I do that, you thinking it all the way through. Right.
Exactly. Yeah, man, execution, sometimes that's the difference between, a person's success and not success. And here we talk about results. How did the process work out, and did you receive any success from it? That's how you measure your decision making.
Yeah.
What were the results? But you got to be accountable.
Yeah.
That's the hard part. People don't like being accountable about the results that they got. But, you know, hey, you know, you want to play around, you want to roll the dice in dating, you want to have sex before marriage, you want to roll the dice, what's your result? You get the results. Yeah. I'm just saying, I've been there. I did it. I'm telling you from a dude that did it. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of results that you're going to get you probably not going to want. But that's just happen when you roll the dice. You want to play roulette.
And accept what come with it. You know what I'm saying?
You got to accept what come with it. You can't say, it was the other person's fault. Oh, no. In order for a person to sell you a dream, you gotta buy it. Remember that. Nobody can sell you a dream that you don't buy. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But have a thinking process though. Don't just go out here and just be reactionary. Because it's a place for people that's reactionary. It's called the penitentiary, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
There's a lot of people in there. A lot of people.
And they gonna say the same thing. I should have thought about it. Dang, I shouldn't have.
What Richard Pryor say? Man, I went to the pen, man. I met this dude that was doing triple life, man. Said, man, how'd you killed everybody in the house? What happened, man? They was home.
Hey, that's why I say I'm so glad. Like I got a bunch of family members that been down that way.
Oh man,
that enough.
I think everybody do.
That was enough to be like, you know, that was enough to be like, hey, nah, I don't want to go down there. But hey,
think about this, youth. When you go to jail, the jail is not fair. Going to the jail, the culture of being in jail is not fair. Yeah. Being in the pen,
and
it ain't fair.
And don't listen to the suckers talking about, man, I was living it up, man. You lying?
No.
Every
day, just dealing with somebody, you don't even know how they coming at you. They trying to get you caught up in something. Like they always, the dudes who been there that's real, they always tell you, don't get caught up in gossip, don't get caught up in drugs, don't get caught up in gambling.
Yeah, mind your business.
You almost have to be like a monk. That's what it seems like. You almost got to be like a monk. And you need to practice martial arts, you know what I'm saying? But even then, if they still got something out against you, you got to go against 10 dudes. Now you're looking like Eat Man when he got to fight them against them dudes in the dojo. You got to fight 10 dudes, 15 dudes, man. How much stamina do you got? You know what I'm saying? So it's pretty crazy, man. Even at the job thinking process, you know, you mess around and make the wrong thought. You think too fast. You know what I'm saying? You get fired. You can lose your job. You know what
I'm saying? Say the wrong thing. You know, say the wrong
thing. It'll come back and bite you. I done been there. Say the wrong thing. You're like, man. And actually, I'm telling you from experience. I'm not telling you a Disney story I read. I'm telling you from real life experience. You know what I'm saying? So definitely, man, get you a thinking process, man.
Be a critical thinker.
Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely.